Hello, 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 people of CS1MD3. My name is Mark Hutchison, and the tutorial I'm currently recording. Not my day for speaking today, but it is my day for tutorials, so oh well. The tutorial I'm currently going to be recording is going to be regarding the setup of a local Jupyter installation. We did recommend, so this is what Jupyter looks like. This is called the Jupyter Hub. I have not set this up for you guys. I didn't have access to your class list nor the official Jupyter user quite yet, so I'm going to set that up hopefully today. I believe you guys are kept at JHub. If I remove all of the gobbledygook, I believe the new server is just at md3s.cas.mcmaster.ca. Yes. So this is where the new server is. I can log in. I'm going to set you guys all up by the end of today, so you will be able to log in. Today is May 3rd, 2021, and you will be able to log in by approximately 9 p.m. tonight. That is my goal. I will do it anyways. So, I was doing some work on the JHub because I was getting prepared for you guys. But if you guys want to be the people who decide to go to the assignments page and download any of the 10 assignments, I will actually be downloading an assignment so I can walk through you guys how to open it in Jupyter. That's what this is for. First, you guys need to decide if you want to be Anaconda or Pip. Nick recommends Anaconda. I do not. I recommend Pip. And I will be showing both and explaining why I use one over the other. Anaconda is what is known as a Python package manager. And for the individual edition, if you scroll down, these are what it comes installed with. Anaconda is designed to immediately get you set up and using machine learning model libraries. Jupyter is a working environment that it recommends you use, and then all of these other symbols here are all tied to some sort of actual coding library, whether it be NumPy, SciPy, Pandas, TensorFlow, PyTorch, Matplotlib. The issue with that is we do not cover these. In this course, you will have access to NumPy, Matplotlib, and no, I think that's it. I don't know if we have pandas set up this year. We used to have pandas. It became a problem though, and we noticed people were using it to attempt to cheat an assignment. So I don't think we have pandas. So that's 2 of the listed 12 plus packages, because this is not all of them. These take up space. They very much do. Hence why I call it bloatware. You will not be using TensorFlow. You will not be using PyTorch. You will not be using Bokeh. You will not be using Numba, HoloViews, nothing. You will only be using Jupyter, NumPy, Pandas. Hence why I recommend going to the Python official website, downloading Python 3.9, and as you're going through the setup, make sure you check both add to path, very crucial you add it to path, and second, check anything regarding pip. That is your package manager, and it's crucial. I am going to be showing you what to do from here on out under both. So, starting with Anaconda, if you use Anaconda, open your search bar or whatever to find a program and find this Anaconda prompt. Anaconda downloads this for you. If you can't find it and you added it to path, I have not restarted my computer since I downloaded it, however, so this will not work. You should be able to type conda as a command. Yes, okay, conda does work for me for some reason. And you can create a conda build, as it's called, or something like that. It's a lot more annoying. I don't know how to do it. It's conda create something like env or whatever. Conda create base env. Interesting. Yeah, I've never managed to get it to work. It's Conda create something. You can Google it if you want. However, you should also be given a Conda prompt like this. It's just a nice black prompt. I'm going to be using this because I don't like Conda. I'm simply using it in case you guys want to use Conda, which you might. So, once you're in your prompt, you're going to have to do two things. One, you're going to have some sort of Jupyter notebook downloaded. I'm going to download assignment 1 purely because you guys will be doing this very soon anyways. So, locate where your assignment is downloaded. For me, it's right now currently in downloads, so I'm going to show you guys how to get to downloads. Downloads is on my C drive, and it's actually kept within my user profile, so I'm already off to a good start. However, I can do C drive, users/user/downloads, and notice that I've prefixed it with the command cd. This means change directory. This is a Windows command. You'll have to look up the equivalent in Mac. It is the same in Linux. So cd works on both. On Windows, you will then use dir. That will list all of your directories human readably. On Mac or Linux, it should be ls. And you will see that I have a whole bunch of files, and in it is my a1.ipynb file. That is my Jupyter notebook. And because I am in Conda, I should be able to type Jupyter notebook and then space period. It is going to open the Jupyter notebook, and bada bing, bada boom. This is a local Jupyter notebook. Notice it says Jupyter in the top, not Jupyter Hub. That's how you know the difference. Jupyter Hub is the McMaster run Jupyter install. On Jupyter Hub, you can submit assignments, not on Jupyter. Hence why they are two different terms. On Jupyter, when you are ready to submit your assignment, so I'm going to go back to my Jupyter. I'm going to go to A1IPYMB. It's going to open, and I'm going to edit this to be the solution. This is a practice problem, by the way. This is not something you're graded on. I'm deleting all of the glue. All I'm saying is s equals x plus y. So it's going to take my parameter x and my parameter y. It's going to save it to a variable s, and it's going to return it. If I were to run it, you'll see I get true because I've passed the test cases. I'm going to save, just like you would a normal document. You can go to File, Save As. You can do Control S. Both of those work. I'm going to then find my Jupyter notebook. You will see that you get checkpoints. These checkpoints are backups that are manually created. When you're editing code and you forget to save, these checkpoints will be your saving grace. So always know where they are. I'm going to delete them though because I don't care. This file, this a1.ipymb, has been modified. So when I want to submit, I will straight up go to my assignment. It's different for me because I'm a TA, but I would get some sort of like a file upload type thing. I would take the a1.ipymb file, I would upload it here, and I would click upload. Again, that's not the same for you guys and me, so I'm not going to do it. But that's how you would submit a local Jupyter using local Jupyter install using Anaconda. It's complex, but it's workable. Now, there's another thing that people commonly do. If you have a data drive, some people will upload files there. So if I go to my Python 1MD3 Jupyter, you can see I have some IPYMB files here. What if I want to get to those? Well, I'm going to kill my Jupyter server by using Control-C, basically whatever your copy command is. I I guess Control L doesn't work, and clear doesn't work. So I'm gonna close this so I can clear the screen, and I'm gonna reopen another bash prompt. So what happens if I keep them on an external drive like that? Well, first I'm gonna type D. Oh, D colon, sorry. That switches me from my C drive to my D drive. Then from there, I'm going to do the exact same thing. CD, I kept it in code, Python, 1MD3, whoops, 1MD3 slash Jupyter. So I've now changed directory. You can see that my terminal reflects this. And if I do dir, I can even verify. I have things here. And once again, Jupyter space notebook period. That's going to start, it's going to launch, and boom. I have opened the notebook. However, I've opened it here and not my downloads file. There's my A3 recursive tutorial, all that. You guys will see these later, not now. Okay, so now that I've shown you how to do it through Conda, let's do it through Pip. Because I hate Conda. I hate everything about Anaconda. It is just bloatware. In my honest opinion, it's a bad time. So I'm going to show you how to do it through Python on your actual system. One thing I'm going to note, you guys will not have to do this step. I have a specific way of making sure that everything I do, random. I have a specific way of making sure that everything I do is not permanent on my computer. The reason I do this, if I go to my C drive and D drive, is because I'm almost out of storage. This is a laptop, not a computer, and I've used this laptop for a long time. He was a good guy. He lived his life. But the issue with this is I don't have a lot of storage to be installing a whole bunch of random things. So I'm going to use something called a virtual environment. You guys will not have virtual environments, though. If you want virtual environments, you would run the following command. So first, verify you have pip. It will either be called pip, and it will print that, or it would be called pip3, and it will still print that. On Windows, it's called both. It's a great advantage. So I'm going to say pip install, and I'm going to tell it to install virtual env. This stands for virtual environment. As you can see, I already have it installed. Ignore this warning if you don't care, or run this command if you do care. I'm going to run this command purely because I want to upgrade pip anyways, and I want it to stop complaining. So I'm going to quickly upgrade pip. Woo! What I'm going to do, now that I have virtual env installed, I'm going to create an environment by running virtual env space, and then I'm going to call this environment. It will then spit that to your screen. It makes no sense though. However, if I use dir, you can see now I have a folder called environment. Inside environment, I can run environment scripts activate, and boom. I am now what is called a virtual environment. Anything I install is local to that folder, and if I delete that folder, I delete everything I install from here on forward. This is very good if you don't plan on continuing coding Python moving forward. This is also good if you're just doing a tutorial, ironically. So, if you're not in your virtual environment, everything I'm about to do will still run. So if you plan on keeping this permanently and you don't want to delete it quickly, everything I'm about to do will uninstall just as nicely. You don't have to worry. So from here on, and I'm going to go to Google just to install Pip Jupiter. If you Google Pip Jupiter, you should get a link to Project Jupiter, and clicking that, here's the conda command in case it doesn't come defaultly installed. It does though, so you don't have to worry. Here's the pip command, in which I'm going to copy and use. So, pip install Jupyter Lab. I'm going to go back to my terminal. I'm going to copy and paste pip install Jupyter Lab, and I'm going to hit enter. The terminal is then going to collect the file, download it, and it's going to set it up for you. Does all this. This looks intimidating. You don't have to do anything. From here on, you are now on the exact same place as Conda and Pip. So once this is done, I will show you guys that I can open anything I want. And I'll do that by opening up a Jupyter notebook. However, I have to wait for it to finish. It takes a little bit of time. Cool. So I'm going to clear my screen because I have a hotkey. If you guys don't know, this is Windows Terminal. Very customizable, great for coders. You guys likely won't use this. If you're in computer science, get this. Great time. Customizability is perfect. So, yeah, if I run Jupyter space notebook space and then a period, that opens the notebook exactly where I am. And as you can see, however, there's no Jupyter notebooks. Jupyter will not run without some sort of Jupyter notebook, or unless you use these token links. This is one of the disadvantages of pip, because you need to click this link in order to get to your Jupyter notebook. However, everything's the same. So if I where's my terminal again? There we go. If I shut down the terminal, cd /1MD3 Jupyter. If you guys are wondering, ... means go back a directory and then go forward. So I've gone back one directory. I found 1MD3 Jupyter. I can then open my Jupyter notebook here. And again, it crashed because I need to use that link. And bada bing, bada boom, it's a Jupyter notebook. I can click it. This is my recursive tutorial. This is intimidating. Don't worry about it. You guys will learn that. Jupyter is very intuitive to learn, very intuitive to use. So I'm not going to do a tutorial of that. The advantage, though, is, again, I didn't install any of the bloatware. The disadvantage is I don't have some of the libraries I need. In this course, you will need to install the additional libraries of matplotlib, numpy, and I would recommend installing pandas to be safe. I don't know if we have it installed or not. I'm just saying, be safe. Run the command pip install matplotlib space numpy space pandas. It's just a precaution. As soon as that's run, boom, you are done. You can now run Jupyter Notebook however you like. And when you are done, so this is if you're using virtual environments, I should mention. When you're done, you can type deactivate. And if I tried now to type Jupyter Notebook period, there is no Jupyter. Jupyter doesn't exist. There's no command, because that command is exclusive to my virtual environment. And I activate that by simply saying / whatever you called your environment folder. So in this directory, it's called venv /scripts /activate. I have a bunch of virtual environments because I like that. Anything in which is exclusive to the situation I'm using it, or I plan on stop using it, I created a virtual environment. So that's the tutorial. It's a pretty intimidating concept. I'm not going to lie. The issue is step by step. Like literally, if I go to Jupyter, there's the commands right there. Here's how to use a notebook. If you install Jupyter Lab, you also install Jupyter Notebook. And it literally tells you, run this command, Jupyter Notebook. Also, you're not going to be using voila. I almost guarantee you won't be using Voila, so don't worry about Voila. So jupyter.org/install, if you guys are wondering where the instructions are. Anaconda, if you want the initially more bloatware, however, the easier experience. And Python, if you want to install it temporarily and uninstall it when you want. Okie doke. I'm gonna end the recording then.